Hey there, fifth grade. Mr. Bauer here. Under these conditions, I hope you're doing well, staying busy, and so forth. So the fifth grade teachers and I, we've discussed for the week of the 20th, we want you to do a little multiplication review. So I think Dr. Couture will be sending you a Word document with the problems I'm about to do will be on that document, and you can always refer back to this video if you kind of forget how to do things. So what we're going to do, if you take a look at the board, we are looking at, I'm looking at 18 times 57 in 3 different ways, okay? So on your Word document, it probably won't be configured quite this way, but this is kind of a review of how to do each way of multiplying, okay? So it's just going to review the step-by-step way of doing each one, okay? So first, I took 18 times 57 and turned it into an algorithm. I already have the answer there, just because I think most of you can probably know how to do this. So first you start off with 57 times 8, which is 456, okay? Now, because 57 times this particular one, it's in the tens place, so it's actually 57 times 10. And the shortcut has always been when you're working on the second number, put a 0 here first. And then you got 1 times 7, 1 times 5 for 57. But you can actually see 57 times 10 is 570. Okay? So this is in the tens place, so that's why we put a 0 here first. Anyway, the answer is 1026 for the algorithm. Now, as we move over to the area model, you will know that I have 18 times 57. So I did 18 down the side, because remember, the first number goes down and the second number goes across. So I already filled in the partial products, okay? Now if you look at both of these, I've made these red because both of these are kind of similar, because these red numbers are actually partial products. They are not the answer. You have to add them together to get the answer. So you can check my math, but if you add up 500, 470, and 56, you should get 1026, okay? So just remember 10 times 50, 8 times 50, 10 times 7, 8 times 7, and that gives you, because this is 4 digits, you have 4 partial products, okay? All right, I'm gonna go down on my knees for this whiteboard's a little low, okay? So the last one for this problem is a ratio table. And my kids and I, we just call this a times 18 ratio table. And what I did, and I didn't use, there was no calculators, I didn't use the algorithm on the side. This is all mental math going down, okay? I know that 2 times 18 is 36. I knew that 3 times 18 is 54, okay? Now, if you didn't know that, you could always just take, just because you're going 118 up higher than the other, you can always just add 18 to 36 to double check and get 54. Now the next number I went to was a 5, because you don't have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't have to do all that. If you're trying to get to 57, for this factor, because it's a times 18 and our original was 18 times 57. So you're trying to get, what you want here is a 57 and an answer, okay? So what I did was I just started putting up numbers that I knew. So I know 2 plus 3 is 5, and I know if I do 36 plus 54, that'll give me 5 times 18, which is 90. Then everybody, all of you out there know that 10 times 18 is 180, okay? So then I went, well, how about if I double it? Because I got to get up to 57. I don't want to do 10, 11, 12. I don't want to do that. So I went from 10 to 20, which means over here in the products, you double. This doubled, 180 doubles to 360. So now I have 20 times 18 is 360, okay? And then I doubled again because I don't want to waste a lot of time. So 20 doubles to 40, 360 doubles to 720, okay? Then for 50, what I did is I looked up here and I did 720 plus 180 because 40 plus 10 is 50. So I did 40 plus 10 and got 900. Now I know I'm not done yet, but I'll let you finish because all you have to do now is go back up here, okay? And if you add 2 and 5, okay, which would give you 57 and add it to 900, you will get that 1026, okay? Because 2 plus 5 is 7, and you only need to get to 57, and we're already at 50, okay? All right, sorry, I had to stand up. You know, I'm 60 in 10 days, so it's, you know, standing up is, whew, takes the breath out of me for a sec. So, second problem, okay? So Dr. Couture said that you guys have been doing some 3-digit times 2-digit. So what I have here is 28 times 372. So I'm going to sit and do this one. I left this one blank just to kind of go over the algorithm process again. So remember, we've got 372 first. It's 372 times 8. So we don't even have to work with the 2 yet. So we've got 16, 56 plus 1, 57. Regroup the 5. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 5 is 29. Okay, whoops. And then we've got a 2 here, but it's also 20. So it's what's gonna be right here is 372 times 20. So if I do my 0 here first, now I can just do 372 times 2 because I already have the tens place there. So now we have 4, then 14, and a 1, 6 and 7, okay? 6, 11, 14, 10, okay? So in red, again, I should have made this in brown, but these are partial products. Okay, and here's your final product, okay? That's the algorithm. If you go to the area model for this same problem, notice 28 is first, so I did 20 and 8 down the side. 372 goes across, 370 and 2. And if you want, you can check my math, but if you add those partial products, you should get 10,416, okay? Now, if you stand here and go straight on, or can you see it? Okay, the last thing I did, now this would be times 28 for 5th grade. That's a big ratio table. But I wanted to show you, it is possible. I did not use, this is all mental math. So I started with 2 again, and I know that 2 times 28 is 56, and I know I did 3 times 28 in my head, and that's 84. And then I added those together to get 5. So 5 times 28 is 140. And then if I double that, because if I went from 5 to 10, I double, 140 doubled is 280. So plus you guys know that 10 times 28 is 280. Then I doubled, okay? I doubled again. To get 30, I used 10 and 20, and I added those together, okay? And got 840. And then I started thinking, but I have to get up to 372 on this side. So I started thinking big, okay? So I went to 100 times 28, 2,800. Then I'm like, well, if I double that, it'll be 200 times 28, 5,600. Now I'm just saying if you want to, you don't have to, but if you want to challenge yourself, take this down. And you're almost there because here you're at 200. So if you add these together over here, you're going to get 300 times 28. and you only have 72 more. And you could probably figure those out with what you have here. Now, it's not a sin to come over on the other side of your paper and start taking some of these products and adding them up to see how close you can get to 10,416. Or if you're going to work this side to get to 372. It's just, ratio tables are kind of cool that way. You can use them to find out the bigger numbers. And it's really, I find it quite fun. I know you're probably groaning right now, but I find it quite fun that I can just use my mental capabilities, no calculator, no algorithm, and I already got down to 5,600 without using anything, okay? And I got to get to 10,416 on this product side, or I got to get to 372 on the factor side. So any way you do it, hopefully you'll come up with 10,416, okay? So next week, you will be seeing me again. We are going to start Unit 6 in bridges, and I know you'll all be happy to kind of get back into, I know it's not going to be a regular routine, but we're going to get into bridges again, okay? So you'll be seeing me again, 5th grade, doing 5th grade bridges, Unit 6, starting next week. All right? See you then.
Beautiful. Very nice. Very nice. I learned